Good morning, guys. Day 16 on my journey of creating content on YouTube every day. To be honest, I'm struggling right now. To show up every day is something, especially if you don't feel like it. I would rather do something different today, or not showing up, not showing my face, not being here speaking. But yeah, it's the story in my head about, I should, whatever, look different right now. I feel, again, I still look tired. I don't know, women who are here might relate to that thing when you look into the mirror and you feel like, oh my God, my face looks puffy, I look this, I look old, my hair doesn't sit right, all of the stories, because they're just stories. But you create your reality based on your stories. And I'm going through this right now, and it's not a nice thing. And I'm sure you relate if you're a girl or a woman. I fixed a hair appointment for 2 days, in 2 days. So that's really cool. So it might give me some, temporary relief. But I just looked into my transits, and I do astrology. So I know some of the transits are a little bit more rough on the self-image. And I have my Saturn in opposition, not my Saturn, the transit Saturn is in opposition to my natal Venus at the moment, which is, not the most soft transit when it comes to feeling beautiful, feeling beautiful, yeah. So, but it is what it is, and I cannot let myself be stopped by something like that, because it would be stupid. It's not about me, it's about the message I want to share, the message I want to bring forth. And not so much how I look when I do it. And it's important, don't get me wrong, I know that how you look and how you portray yourself, what you wear and everything. I mean, I was a diplomat, I worked in the corporate world for a long time, so dress code was important. So I know the importance of that. Why I show up sometimes not being, first of all, I don't like a lot of makeup. But, I could do more. But why do I do the more? Do I do the more because I hate myself and I want to cover that? Or do I do the more because I want to underline the beauty, my own beauty I see inside? So, my aim is, my intention is to come to a place of acceptance, full acceptance. And that might vary from day to day. But where I see like, oh wow, she's so beautiful, I am so beautiful. So I want to underline that instead of cover what I don't like. Yeah? It's always the intention we do something with, which determines the goal and which determines the energy you attract. Right? So you can always do things from different viewpoints. You can go to the gym because you want to live a healthy lifestyle. You want to get older and still be strong, healthy, and vital. Or you go to the gym because you hate your body and you hate everything you see in the mirror and you think you're fat and whatever, and you want to change it because you cannot stand it any more day to look like that. It's the energy, it's two complete different things. And what I've experienced in myself and in other people in their journeys, my clients, you lose weight a lot easier when you go in with love for self, love for body, appreciation for how far you come, appreciation about what your body is doing for you every day since you're born. Your heart is beating. That's insane in itself. That our heart is beating from the second we arrive on this planet, every day, every moment, without stopping. And that's beautiful and that's amazing. So if you can appreciate even one little thing a day, you will change the relationship to your body, and you will change the relationship on how you see yourself and how you show up in the world, and that will be mirrored back how people react towards you and how they appreciate you, your beauty, your personality. So yeah, guys, it's a journey, like, I mean, for some it might be a little bit easier because they've grown up in a setting where, I have a couple of friends where the mom and the dad was very appreciative of them and always encouraging them. So that part of their journey is easy for them. They're like, oh, I really like myself. It's, a little bit of here, a little bit of fat there. I don't care, like they're not as critical about themselves and judgmental, which is a beautiful thing to have. And sometimes I'm like, jealous. Let's be honest. Let's be honest about human emotions. Because I believe many people are not comfortable, and I said that many times, that we have these emotions. And they are normal, they're nothing bad, and they are not you, but they're human. They're floating pieces which are, you sometimes step into the energy of being jealous, you sometimes step into the energy of being angry. And to see it for what it is, that there's a need underneath that energy, and to look into that and feel it without judging it, will create a big difference. And also many times our inner child is at the forefront when we get triggered, when we get jealous, when we envy somebody, and I believe really healing happens when we don't judge ourselves for it. And so we take the energy of the other person, because it's never about the other person, never. We take the energy off and then turn the mirror back to ourselves and look into the mirror and say, what is it? What's underneath that pain you experience right now? What is there? And then go and journey inwards. Go and speak with yourself. Go and hold yourself. Give yourself a hug. Ask, what do you need right now from me? How can I be helping you through this? Know that you are not your feelings. It's just something which is present right here, right now, for you to take a moment, for you to breathe, for you to be there for yourself. Because many of us run around with unmet childhood needs, and we try to compensate from the outside. And I'm not saying that in any judgment, because I know all of this myself. And I'm on the journey. And I was reminded, this week I was reminded 3 times by people I was looking up to, because they looked very much in a mentor role, or very sort of holding it all together, having it all together. And 3 times I saw them losing everything, and really in a way where I was like, wow, anger and, how do you say that when you say bad words to somebody? Bitch mouthing? I don't know. And I was like, wow. I looked not up, but I was like always in an awe that they have figured everything out. And then the universe gave me an insight into how that's not that. That's one side of the coin. So don't look to another and think like, oh, they're better, or this mentor has figured it all out. They don't feel like that. They don't have heavy emotions. Believe me, one thing, I've been really now here in this self-development journey now, and I'm reminded again and again and again that we are all human, and we are all facing obstacles. We are all facing things which are not just butterflies and rainbows. It's about how we deal, and in the realization that it's not the outside which is the problem, but there's something inside that is still acting out for whatever reason. that's where the healing happens, and that's where your growth happens, and that's where you really, really take responsibility for your life. And I had a moment this morning because I was going into my ancestry, thinking about my dad and my grandmother and how there was that constant feeling of not being loved. And I was like, oh, I sometimes can feel this too. And I was like, where is the love? Like, I could hear my thoughts saying, where is the love? And then another voice came in, I don't know, higher self or whatever. And it said, the love is there, but you need to remove the layers you created around it. So it's like, you have everything you need. The love is inside of you. It's the belief you took on for why you're not beautiful, why you're not lovable, why you're not enough, why you cannot do what you really want to do, why you cannot start that business you really want to create, why you cannot move to the city or to the country you really want to. Why? You know, it's your set of beliefs. That's the only boundary. And it really is the only boundary that you have to face. If you think it's authorities, because many times I realize people think like, no, it's because of regulations, authorities. Look into the relationship with your dad or authority figures, why you think authorities or regulations are holding you back. It's the inner child. So I really hope that this, what I share, is bringing you value and giving you an insight and giving you, not hope, belief inside of you, or reminds you of your power and your strength and your capabilities inside of you, and allows you and reminds you of the belief in self, because the belief is everything you need. The belief shapes your reality, the belief creates your reality, and the connection to where you want to head to every day creates that place and the reality you are looking for. It really is like that. And I want to finish up with the story how I found the new house. So I knew how I want to live, and I already planted it in my head. I didn't think about it every day, but ever so often, you know, I was reminded by it, because I'm walking Lily every day and I can see the mountains. Yeah, so whenever I see the mountains, I see the houses there, and I'm like, oh, how beautiful. I would love to live up on a mountain. And so anyway, I already thought about it. I already had it in my mind, but I was like, okay, I trust that it will come to me, as it always does. And then on last week Monday, on Wednesday, I don't know, I had a thing going on in the morning, and then I felt I need to go to the river. And I did. I wanted to go for a swim, but it was really dirty, so I just sat there and I had a short meditation, and then I wanted to go home. But when I went home, I saw on the road 2 people going the other direction, and I was like, where is that road heading to? So I was following them, and I came out on a beautiful plateau overlooking the whole area, and I was like, wow, this is stunning, you know, like, I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. And I saw a small villa, which was newly built, and a restaurant next to it. So I stopped and I said if I could have a drink, and they invited me in. Sure, come sit. And then later on I talked to the guy, and I said, because he showed me the villa, because I thought I'm gonna make my friend a birthday present. And so I was thinking about giving her one night, or making her a present of one night in that beautiful villa. But then I was like, oh no, it's not the place I really feel comfortable. But I asked the man if he know about a place in the area renting out for long term. And he said, yes, indeed, I know. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I said, where? And he said, oh, the house down there. And I'm like, really? And he said, yes. And I said, can you contact me or connect me with the owner? And he said, oh, why we don't go there? She's there at the moment. I'm like, oh my, okay. So we went there. Me and the owner saw each other. We were straight away really feeling we like each other. She showed me the house, and I was like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. It has everything I wanted to have. It has a view. It has an amazing area to walk around. There are trekking paths around. It is upstairs and downstairs. I hear the river from my bedroom. I mean, it was like a match in heaven. And then she said to me, I've been manifesting to find the perfect person for this house this month. So she was putting it out over and over again that there's somebody should come who really loves this house so much. And I was like, yeah, obviously you found that person. Then she made me a really, really great price. And on top of that, can you imagine, we found, like I shared with her, that I've been living, or I am from Germany. And she's like, oh my God, my boyfriend's from Germany too. And I'm like, wow, what another coincidence. I mean, not a big one, you know, there are many Germans. And then she said, he's living in Hamburg. And I said, I'm close to Munich, from close to Munich. And she said, he's working at Airbus. And I'm like, you kidding me? I worked at Airbus before I left. So she was like, oh my God, this is another sign. And she hugged me and she had tears in her eyes. And she's like, I would love you to stay. And I'm like, yeah, me too. Because there's so many synchronicities. I was never looking for a house today. I was not looking for a house today. And now here I am sitting with you on your veranda. And you're looking for somebody. I'm looking for a house, which is even better than I could have imagined it. So yeah, and this is the magic of the universe. Once you really believe and you really trust and you just order it and be like, okay, I trust that it's going to be delivered in the right time. And yeah, with this, I'm going to finish off this video. I'm sending you much love. I'm sending you many blessings. I hope you enjoy this series. I hope you stick along for some more content. Let me know if it supports you. Share your thoughts, share your energy. I'm really grateful for everyone who's commenting. It gives me the energy to come here every day because I know I make a difference for somebody and I'm being of service and I'm giving support to somebody in need. And it's all about that, helping each other grow, helping each other along the way, guiding each other home. So yeah, thanks for being here and I see you tomorrow. Bye.